Welcome, children, to our story session. Today, we will learn to read a story, and this is a fantastic story. The story is how the camel got its hump. You know, the camel is famous for its hump. This is a story written by Kipling, Rudyard Kipling. It's very important that we develop the habit of reading the story. Reading a story does not necessarily mean just reading it loud, but reading and understanding. You know, when we do reading, we see the words, we recognize the words, we understand, we do the right type of pronunciation, we express proper feeling. So many expressions and emotions are associated with story reading. Learning a language can never be complete without reading a story. So, as you know, I will do the screen share here of the story so you can see the story on screen, and simultaneously I'll be reading the story. Let us begin the story today. The story is how the camel got his hump. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel. And he lived in the middle of a howling desert because he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns and prickles, and when anybody spoke to him, he said, hmm, just and no more. Presently, the horse came to him on Monday morning with a saddle on his back and said, Camel, oh camel, come out and trot like the rest of us, said the camel. And the horse went away and told the man. Presently, the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, oh camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us, said the camel. And the dog went away and to the man. Presently, the ox came to him with the yoke on his neck and said, Camel, oh camel, come and plow like the rest of us, said the camel. And the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, 303, I am very sorry for you, but the thing in the desert cannot work, or he would have been here by now. So I am going to leave him alone, and you must work double time to make up for it. That made the three very angry, and they held a panchayat on the edge of the desert. And the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. Then he said, and went away again. Presently, there came along the Zine, who was in charge of all deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. Zine of all deserts, said the horse. Is it right for anyone to be idle? Certainly not, said the Zine. Well, said the horse, there is a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. Phew, said the Zine, whistling. That is my camel. What does he say about it? He says, and he won't plow, said the ox. Very good, said the zin. I will hump him. If you will kindly wait a minute. The zin rolled himself up in his dust cloak and took a walk across the desert and found the camel looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. My friend, said the zin, what is this I hear of your doing no work? The zin sat down with his chin in his hand while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. You have given the tree extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness, said the zin. And he went on thinking with his chin in his hand. Hmm, said the camel. I should not say that again if I were you, said the zin. You might say it once too often. I want you to work. And the camel said, hmm, again. But no sooner had he said it than he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up and puffing up into a great big hump. Do you see that? Said the zin. That is your very own hump that you have brought upon your very own self by not working. Today is Thursday and you have done no work since Monday when the work began. Now you are going to work. How can I, with this hump on my back? That has a purpose. All because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating because you can live on your hump. And don't you ever say, I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. And the camel went away to join the tree. And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now, not to hurt his feelings, but he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world. And he has never yet learned how to behave. As you can see, written by Rudyard Kipling. So this was the story of the camel, how the camel got its hump. He missed 3 days. He was idle. He did not want to work. The other creatures, you must be remembering, 3 creatures were there. The horse, the ox, and one more. They had to do extra work because the camel would not work. And so they had a panchayat. And in the panchayat, it was decided that they would complain to the zin who was in charge of the deserts. And the zin, loved the camel, my camel, he says. And he wanted to help the camel. But when he reaches the camel, what does he find? The camel treats him in the same way. And in spite of answering his questions directly, what does he say? Whenever any question is asked, he would say, hmm. So he got that on his back. He was proud of his back. It was so beautiful. Like the white crows, how they became black. I will talk about it some other day. Presently, you enjoy the story. You read the story. And you read the story, try to read the story like this, and go for audio and video recording, audio or video recording, whatever is possible by you, and send it to me. Thank you. Happy reading.